Hey guys, what's going on? This is Adam Everett Miller with AEtutsPlus.com, and in today's tutorial I was going to talk about a couple of principles, or I guess little helpers, that could assist you as you are creating bloopers and outtake videos. And then at the end, then I'm going to talk really quick about a little principle as far as behind the scenes goes for smaller projects. But yeah, what I have here is a series of clips that they're part of a project that we just put out. Well, it hasn't been released yet, but it's going to be going on tutsplus.com. It's a course on how to produce great video. And so at the end of it, we have these outtakes. I'll just play them for 5 seconds.
Hey guys. All right. Ready? Behind and visual. That is this. Okay.
All right, so we have all sorts of little blunders and errors and stuff that I wanted to edit together and try to make it humorous. So how can I make these better? Well, the first thing I did was just throw in a fun little song behind it.
Come on. I'm fumbling. Sorry.
Okay, but then the next thing that I wanted to do is have almost like when you actually watch outtakes, a lot of times you'll hear like that beep beep, that little film edit sort of noise. And so I was going to jump online and see if I could find a sound for that. But then my buddy Juan said, oh, hey, here, quick little tip. And so basically, if you're here in Premiere, you can right click and add a new item and just go down here to bars and tone. Okay, and by default, it's going to be set at 480 hertz or 1000 hertz or whatever. Click OK, and then if you just drag and drop it right into your timeline, you're going to get a nice bars and tone there. Well, we don't need the bars, so we can right-click and unlink and just delete that. And then we're left with just nice tone. So if we split that, hit C to bring up the razor blade here, and let me just zoom in. Okay, let's go ahead and separate them. We just want it just like a frame in length. Cool. All right, so let's give that a try and see how that feels. I did it here in another area, so.
Happy lighting.
It just adds a nice little separation between two clips. There you go. Another one is, and I did this more back in college, but it's just another idea that you could try to execute, is doing almost like static noise when you're changing the channel. For that one here, let's jump over into After Effects, and I'm just going to create a really quick composition, and we're going to create some noise. If I create a new solid, okay, comp size, all right, and I already have it typed in here, noise. If we just add noise, nothing at first, let's go ahead and turn it all the way up. Kind of a nasty color, so let's go ahead and take color off so it's just black and white. And from what I remember of noise, I mean, it's been a while since you see noise. Most TVs now, if there were to even be noise, it would just fill it with blue. But I remember when we were dealing with VHSs and crappy RCA cables and everything, noise tended to be more white than dark. So let's take both of those off. Also, there's a lot of detail here. And so you want to make sure that A, this is set to full, and then B, I would maybe just scale it up in general, maybe to 300%. And why it's important that this is changed to full, because if it's at half resolution, you can see how different it looks. You want to make sure that you're getting, an exact representation of what it looks like. Fractal noise is the same way, but anytime you're dealing with noise, make sure you actually know what you're looking at. Cool. Let's do a quick RAM preview. That looks pretty noisy to me. All right, so let's just render out a second of this. If you hit N to bring up the endpoint, and let's go ahead and render this out really fast. We'll just call it noise. Okay, and we'll render it. Okay, and then pop back over here into Premiere, and I will let me bring it up, RAID, projects, video renders, noise. Okay, I'll drag it down here at the end, get rid of my other beep. Okay, and I guess my comp is at 1080, so let me quick scale that up. Effects, motion, scale, 150 should do it. Okay. And then we're going to want some sound too. So we have our noise here. And as far as sound goes, if you come over here to, you can go to Audio Jungle. Of course, I recommend that, especially for music. You can get tracks, you can get some good sounds. But if you just need a really quick and dirty sound, like noise or like, I don't know, whatever, just a real simple noise is pretty much the easiest sound in the world to recreate, I'm sure, for people. So just doing a quick search at findsounds.com. Looks like we might have one here. Yes, we do, which is very loud. Let's go ahead and download this one. Save link as, and sound effects, okay. And I already downloaded it once. All right, so it says sample. Let's bring it back here into Premiere. All right. Okay, so, and I already know I'm going to want to turn that down because that was really loud. So let's, okay. And we only want it to be, we want it to be really short. So let's see how this feels. Okay, now let's try between a couple clips here. Oops, let me grab a couple. Okay. Oopsie. And this should have kind of a fun feel to it. Now, if you're working on a legitimate film, I don't know that I would recommend this, but this technique is probably best for a class project, or if you did a trip video with your friends or something for your family where they're not, going to be all too picky. It's just a little something to stylize and.
That doesn't make any sense.
Go between clips. That's not the best clip I could find. Something else here. And I'll just kind of copy and paste this. Right there.
Any sense.
So you can see it gets the job done. If you are going for this kind of VHS sort of a feel, one thing I'd recommend is there's a cool tutorial here on AETuts. If you just go to AETuts, where you are now, type rewind. It'll bring up this rewind your animation like an old VHS tape. Click on that. If you would want to try, kind of tie this in, the preview is really cool. Doing the pause and everything. So this is a fun tutorial. It'll show you how to create these old VHS lines and the spots where the tape is weak or it's not reading the heads clearly and everything. So yeah, combine that on top of the normal static transitions and you'll have a kind of a cool theme going on. Speaking of which, let me go back to the browser where I was here. Another thing that you could do, if you go to archive.org, good website full of just tons of archives. But if you go in here and just type countdown, yeah, I think countdown video got me some better results. They have all sorts of different movie starting countdowns. One here, I liked this one specifically because it had kind of all that text junk in the beginning. But that's a fun thing that you can throw at the beginning of a blooper reel or something.
In the Internet Archive.
Yeah, let's see. This one just has some preset ones. The beautiful thing about archive.org is most of this stuff is like public domain because it's like 100 years old. So you can feel free to use it on any project and no one's going to get upset or give you a phone call. So yeah, that's if you want to go with more the film approach. Let's see here. Any other things I wanted to comment on? Yeah, well, one other thing here, and so these all deal with bloopers and outtakes and kind of cutting between clips. If you are dealing with a behind the scenes, I mentioned that how to produce great video course. In that course, it's coming out March 30th. I'll post another announcement about it here on AETuts when it is released. But we actually produced a short film called The Laptop Conspiracy, and we used this film as kind of an ongoing case study throughout the course. Anyway, we shot some behind-the-scenes footage with it, and one thing that I found, especially if you don't have a super high-end camera like a Red or something like that, and you want to make the film look good, when you shoot your behind-the-scenes, maybe shoot it with like a Sony Handycam or something that's a little cheaper. It's kind of a cheap trick to do, but if you shoot with a crappier camera with your behind-the-scenes, and then you cut to the film, it's going to make the film look that much more professional. I don't know how legitimate this advice is, but anything that you can do to make your behind the scenes look a little bit, maybe, I mean, if it's softer or whatever, you don't want to intentionally put out crap, but even doing something as simple as, desaturating your behind the scenes footage, when you go to play that back then, right up next to the real film, it's going to make the real film just look a lot better, especially if you're getting interviews or something like that. And even though it may be painful to shoot in standard definition or on a crappy camera with no intentional audio other than the onboard mic, what it does kind of do is you shoot that way, people get used to it very quickly. We will accept crappy video, and so after 5 seconds of watching it, your eyes and your mind just kind of accept it as, okay, well, this is the quality of video I'm watching. And then when you cut directly to the good quality film, it'll add legitimacy. Well, anyway, I hope that there was something that you could take away, more specifically probably for the bloopers and outtakes. But my name is Adam Evermiller with AEtutsPlus.com, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.